fantastic public speaker, and I hate going after her, so I'm going to keep it short. One of the things that's really been brought to the fore the last couple of weeks is that you don't know how many friends you have, or how close family is, or how important people are to you until you face a situation like this. Sonia and I had spent a very hard battle of 5 years dealing with illness, and she fought it with courage, and I can happily say that in the end she didn't suffer for too long, but she would have been so flattered to come here today, or see this today, to know how many people thought so highly of her. That includes our family and friends from Scotland, our club members at JL, people from Gold's Gym, our shipwrecker team over there. Very nice you guys to show up in your uniforms. Somebody to love that. But she meant so much to so many people, and it certainly says a lot about the profound impact she had on so many of all of our lives. Mine, my family, her friends, people she met all over the place. So I appreciate, and as do our families, appreciate that everyone's come out today, and I can see all fanning your faces, and I know how hot it is. So I had the good fortune to meet Sonia at Gold's Gym many years ago. Most of you will be wondering how in the world I got to pick up a girl in the gym with my physical physique, but somehow she obviously didn't care. She actually had an issue with my account at the gym. Somehow my credit card was getting charged at another gym or something, and she fought them tooth and nail to get my money back. And from that day, I think we formed a close friendship. Obviously the accent went a long way with her. Doesn't go so much with everyone else, but certainly she liked it. And I remember the first time I saw her, I don't know, I think Vera touched on it, the fact of there being Sonia was different. She had an edge to her. She was the girl that managed the gym, obviously very into her church and everything else, and she rode a Harley and liked skulls and crossbones, so it really was a very strong contradiction. So we dated for a couple of years, and we had a lot of fun. We travelled a lot, did a lot of cool things. I got to know so many of you through her, and likewise her through me. And we got to the point where people were really on us about getting married. You know, we got some pressure. And the only reason was that everyone knew that we were going to have a wedding in Scotland, and everyone needed that excuse to pay for the tickets to go over there and play some golf and experience Scotland. And when I approached Bob, her dad, to ask if I could marry his daughter, his first question was, does that mean I get to wear a kilt? So, and he did, as did everyone else that came. So we went to Scotland in July of 2008, and we were accompanied, I think, close to 50 people travelled over from the States to go to the wedding. And I know that that really was the absolute time of our lives. And the people that shared in it, and we might brag, but it's certainly the best wedding I've ever been to. And it lasted for 4 days. And Sonia absolutely fell in love with Scotland. She fell in love with Troon. She fell in love with the people she met. As did her family. I think we've all forced a very close bond through that. Pretty much a week spent there. And one of the top parts was, I think, for Sonia, is that a very good friend of mine was a bagpiper. So he just hung out with us for 3 or 4 days. So even if we went to the bar, he just piped us down the street. So I said, it's not like this every time you come to Troon, but sometimes it will be. Sonia also really liked to travel, and we were very fortunate, while she was still able, that we got to travel to some pretty cool places. She loved going to Scotland. There's a little island off the west coast of Scotland called Arran, and she thought that was the best place on the earth. We travelled there, had a lot of fun. Went to Barcelona, went to Pinehurst and saw Gordy and Ali, went out to Austin in Georgia and wherever the Scott family is staying, and they dragged us out there. We had a great time. We went to Hawaii, we went to Maui. She went to New York on secret trips with Vera. Don't know what they did there, but they were secret. And then she loved going out to Portland, spend time with Julia. So she did travel around, saw a lot of great places. Another one of the traits that many of you might know about Sonia is, for some reason, she had this knack of meeting and befriending famous people. So in her time at the gym, she personally dealt with, I believe, at least on one occasion, with Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Luke Donald, Sergio Garcia, and Jesper Parnevik. We got to meet Mike Greenberg in Glasgow Airport, who was our absolute hero from Mike and Mike's show in the morning. So that was one of our proudest moments and proudest pictures. And I was the one that had to say, Sonia, go and talk to those guys. It is him, it is him. And she did, and she sparked up a conversation and got her picture taken. We got to meet Tim Howard, the US goalkeeper, because we went to Scotland against USA. We lost 5-1. Sonia was sitting in the Scottish end with all the Scottish fans as well. We were still singing though. And then we did get to meet Bryan Adams, and Sonia told me that that was probably one of the highlights of the nicest things I could ever have done for us, to get to meet Bryan Adams. I didn't see it so much, but seems like a nice enough fellow. And talking of famous people, one of the bright sparks, or bright points of our last few years, many of you know we have a little bulldog called Brodie. And I think Brodie's now as famous in Jupiter, or certainly in our neighbourhood, as any of the people listed above. Brodie was really like a real bright spark, or bright point of the last couple of years. She loved that wee dog, and I've got to take care of him now, and he is a handful. So anyone here that wants to help me out with babysitting, then it'd be greatly appreciated. To kind of finalise on this, or to round it off, Sonia was an infectious personality. Everyone here is here because somewhere along the line, she drew people towards her. She had a beautiful smile, big brown eyes, and she was very, very genuine in her affection for everyone. She made everyone around her feel very comfortable, very safe. She ran that Gold's Gym, and it was pretty impressive how her staff looked up to her. And I can say, for my line of work, I learned a lot from my wife in dealing with people, and how impressive she was at taking care of her staff. And I certainly hope to carry that on. As anyone probably knows, one of our favourite words in Scotland for describing something that's great is just saying that's magic. And it was coined very early on that Sonia was magic, and I always referred to her as Magic Sonia. It was my good fortune to marry her. Her memories will live on in so many ways. It will appear around every corner and things. Bryan Adams would be one of them. Probably next time I hear one of his songs, might take my car off the road. But I look forward to sharing a lot of the memories, this afternoon, or with you guys today. She would be delighted to be here and see everyone, and know that everyone cared about her greatly. And I'm going to end with saying that she probably wrote me a quote on about 100 different occasions, and they're all stuck up my wall in my bedroom. And the one that I came upon that I thought was most fitting for today, and I'd like to leave you all with, is a Dr. Seuss comment. And it's, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." So thank you very much for attending.